Hey guys, welcome to Better Ref Street Scene. So, the confusion, the quandary, everything about the Remy Ma and Papoose situation that just blew up on everyone's timeline for the last couple of days, which we will talk about later because it has vindicated a lot of things that we were saying that other people weren't even talking about. But we're going to move that aside right now. Papoose came out about a day or so ago saying that he wrote 90% of Remy Ma's rhymes or songs, okay, to include Conceited. Now, I know for a fact when Remy Ma came out because I remember when she first came out, she was about 17, 18 years old, if I'm not mistaken. The first time I heard Remy Ma, she was on Big Pun's, God rest her dead, Big Pun's song, Miss Martin, right? Remy Ma's pen game has always been nice. So for Papoose to make this egregious type of accusation saying that that's what he did and he was a ghostwriter, he didn't want the credit because that was his wife, that is looking, everybody is looking at Remy Ma kind of crazy now. What I'm finding surprising is that none of the other MCs that know Remy Ma has come out and said anything. And it could be because they're cool with Remy and they're cool with Papoose, and so they don't want to get involved in a mucky muck. And I understand that. But what I was given today, and I did share this on my Twitter feed, and I hit everybody because I gotta give the credit where credit is due. This is some clips that I received from Team Remy Mafia, right? These are the ladies and men and fan pages. Remember when Twitter and Instagram really first came out, everybody had heavy fan pages and what have you, right? So they took clips of anything that has something to do with their favorite celebrity. Okay, so I end up getting some footage from Remy Mafia people that shows otherwise from what Pap is saying, and I want to show you. Based off of what I see, though, Pap is lying. But this isn't the first time Pap has lied, though, and we showed that from our previous things that we covered with Pap when it came to fighting Easy. He did punch Easy. He punched him twice, but he did not knock him down. He also stated this time in the same live that he punched him, knocked him down, stomped him, and he knocked his teeth out. None of that happened previously. All of a sudden, that's new information, right? So there's a lot of I don't even like to front. There's a lot of lying going on with Papoose right now, right? And this is just another layer of lying where he's going to discredit Remy Ma. And so Remy Ma already came out about, a couple of times. She said it in December when she first came out. And when this whole thing kicked off, like a couple of days ago, that, hey, he's going to tell you guys that he wrote my rhymes for me. Imagine that. And we got to really put things in context. Usually when a man comes out and say that, you'll see when the person came out and when they came out and they was usually behind the scenes and what have you. The reason why this is kind of this really doesn't play in Papoose' favor is because Remy Ma was already out, right? I remember Miss Martin when it first came out with Big Pun. I remember when she did Any Up. Conceited was around the time she met Papoose, but she was already that girl. She was at Yeah, 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 and all of that stuff. They was Terror Squad was already out there. So she met Papoose after the fact of all of that. And so for him to say that, that's trying to say that she never could write. And I don't know why he will put himself out on a limb like this because it can be easily verifiable. Like when she did Consider, when she did her whole album, There's Something About Remy, based on a true story. The only other person in there that got the credit was Scott Storch. So really, the only thing people had to do was look at Scott Storch and say, "So, was Pap in there?" I mean, it's a yes or no question. He's mentioning that he wrote 90% of her songs. What else did he write? Because Plata Plomo was Fat Joe and Remy, and he said that he's seen their process and how they work. She even said that she had kicked Joe and Papoose out the studio because she liked to write by herself because of their little what they like to add to or not add to or what have you. When she did Wake Me Up with Lil Kim was said that she was in the studio with her writing and it was hilarious and they had a fun time and all of that. So when did he actually write? What did he write? I don't think he gave specifics, but because people are going down to Team Remy and Team Pat, because Pap has never had this much tarnish on him, and people cannot believe that he's been this bad towards Remy. They're just going right along with whatever Pap is saying. But let's just take a step back, and I'll be the person to tell you I am Team Remy Ma. I've been a Remy Ma fan forever, but I'm a fair person though. I'm fair now. If you lying, you lying. I'm not gonna go down with no lying shit with you. So for Pat to say that, there needs to be proof. He's talking about, well, I could just go to my computer and press the letter and it'll show all her lyrics. And it's like, Papoose, really? Are you sure about that? But nevertheless, we got some clips here to show the wiser, and I hope you guys subscribe. I hope you share, because if we're going to do anything, we're going to be fair. I'm hip hop first before I'm anybody's, fan, and I'm definitely not nobody's fan. I'm going to give you what I know for what the facts are at that time, and that's it. And if I find something that's contrary, I will find that and put that in, say, hey, we got some updates, some more information, and that's how I'm going to do it. But at this moment, in this case, Pap is lying. Just like he was lying about Easy, the black captain, in the fight. Just like he lied about saying that Remy wasn't at home with their daughter during Christmas. He is constantly lying. Just like he lied that Remy wanted him back, and Remy showed receipts that, no, I've been telling you I wanted this divorce, and you are the one that's trying to talk to me about, you remember the time, like you Michael Jackson or some damn body. So Pap right now, based on the information from both parties, Pap is the most inconsistent, I will say. Okay? So take a look at the clips, and we're going to wrap it up. Y'all have a good day. Bye.
What I got, since I met her, I have written 90% of the rhymes that came out of her mouth. And with me saying that, I want to say this to y'all. Anyone who has an iPhone, you know how iPhones work. When I was younger, I used to be able to write rhymes in my head, create rhymes in my head, and remember them. Just like that. As time went on, I got a little older, I started to write rhymes in my email draft. Now, if you have an iPhone, you go in your email draft. If anybody come around me, and we're in the flesh next to each other, I can type in any word from one of her songs, and her entire rap will come up. The entire verse will come up. I never asked for a penny. I never asked for credit. She was my wife. I didn't want anything from her. I just wanted to see her win.
On a couple different blogs, she was saying that she was writing some mean green.
Yeah.
Now, is she already starting to lay it down on wax, or?
Yeah, she definitely been to the studio since day one. She first came out, you know what I mean? Maybe day 2, she jumped right in and started working. And
wait,
oh man,
you didn't write nothing for her? Because I need to have to ask, because people want to know.
Oh,
you didn't write any?
Her pen game is independent, man.
Did she write for you?
No.
That's hot. That's hot. And for me, like, I just got to say, like, that's, man to man, like, damn, he really rolled with her. Like, some man would be like, nigga, I'm out, man. I'm doing what I got to do. But you was there through the whole bit, bro. You usually see it the other way. For us to see, like, a man, it's a brother ride with his queen, it's like, wow, man.
Nah, definitely. I mean, I
respect that, bro.
And I appreciate that. I was there through the whole situation, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But, so I'm just not that type of dude. I wasn't raised like that, man. When the going get tough, they say the tough get going, you know what I mean? Just split.
A lot of rappers, when they go to prison, they don't write. They say that the prison environment is just not an environment where they could write and work on their craft. But you're telling me the exact opposite. You say the whole time Remy's been writing.
Yeah, the whole time she's been writing, and I can vouch for that because I've been visiting her all the time since she's been in there since day one, and she always got a new verse for me to hear. Anybody who visit her, they tell you she always got some new music, some new ideas, some new concepts, and not just lyrically, but on the business side. She learned all kind of different trades in there, so she a problem. But to answer your question, nah, she's not to be compared to these other dudes who didn't use their time wisely. She used her time very much wisely. She's gonna be very much of a threat when she come out here.
So she got a college degree.
Yeah.
What did she major in?
Psychology.
Where she's coming from, how she's spitting, what she's saying, she sits down, she, you'll see her sit down and hear the beat and just start, spitting. You got her wait, like, she writes. Like, like, she's real, like, once you fuck with her, and, like, you tell her, like, what I'm saying, like, write about this or write about that, she fuck with you, like, she do it, like, she listens, like, a lot of artists, like, they be on their own shit. Right. And it's always good to, like, listen to a producer. Like, like, say a nigga get the beat. He knows how, a person should rhyme on the beat or whatever. And she fuck with that. Like, I can sit there like, rhyme like this and flow like that. She'll front like, I know how to do this, whatever. But at the end of the day, she still does it. So that's really hot. I love it.
I always knew she was successful at something. Real smart, naughty. I knew it would be rap because that was her major. That's what she always wanted to do.
I would think that we took her seriously, you know what I'm saying? Like, who would have known?
Make it louder. Yeah.